I hope you're enjoying the homework we discussed after my previous video on technology. And if you think you're ready with your research, I would love you to share your comments below so others can also read and learn from it. Honestly, before I get started with what I intend to say, I thought I should share that yesterday when I heard Indian Prime Minister talk about an extension of curfew by another 21 days, I was taken aback for a bit, and then I realized how we can look at it differently. And with that came a thought that 21, in fact, in the spiritual universe is a very positive number. 21 is the number of days you need to practice a new habit. 21 days is the cleansing period after any spiritual practice you are initiated into. So let's take these 21 days positively and spend these 21 days with a very clear goal in mind to stay relevant, not just this year, but for another 25 years to come. With that, let me take the next step forward on one skill that we need to learn to stay relevant in today's time and the time to come, and that for me is creativity. You know, I think if I were to look back at what I've learned in school, 80% of that is irrelevant to my work and my profession, and I'm sure I'm speaking for all of you when I say that. What really matters today is the 4 C's commonly discussed: critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. And these are going to be the next 4 things I want to discuss with you, starting with creativity today. Creativity, of course, you understand, is not limited to just artistic form. That's one way of being creative. But I think we all, irrespective of our profession, have the opportunity to be creative, which means to think at an existing process in a different way. Creativity is nothing but doing things in a new manner. Bringing in creativity, however, needs to be a little more conscious effort than otherwise. So how can we consciously approach creativity? Well, I feel the current situation that I have is a blessing in disguise in more ways than one. We're all struggling with surviving in our business. Why don't we use that as a goal to practice creativity? So if I were you, I would look at the current scenario and put that in front of me and take the first step of creative thinking process of the 4 steps that I want to share. And the first step is clarifying our vision. So I would want to look at the current situation of my business and say, what is the vision that I want to create? How do I want to keep going in the existing new environment that I'm surviving in, I have to survive through? So making a very clear vision about how my business is going to sustain in a new environment. The second step is going to be to ideate. Thinking of ideas to be more relevant, to continue doing business, maybe flourish even more than before. And this is when we can invite more people and create a brainstorming group, if you may. People who understand your business, people who care for you, your well-wishers, maybe your friends, definitely your mentors or coaches. Bring them onto a WhatsApp group and take their time to ideate with them on what can be done. One rule in ideation is that there are no mistakes and no wrong answers. So let people pour in all the ideas and without judging, put them down. And that's the ideation process through brainstorming. The third thing we need to do is develop the idea. This is when you need to sit back with your co-founders or partners, if you have, or with the core team, selected few people, and see which of these ideas are workable. Identifying those ideas and then taking it to the last step of implementation. And implementation is when you will design accountability by breaking down the entire process from ideation to implementation, step by step. And for every step, creating accountability for someone within that group, including yourself. Now, the key to success here is to ensure strict and clear timelines. Since we're just playing with this idea, I would suggest a timeline of a week starting now. In this week, let us put all these 4 steps together, creating a clear vision to start with, and see how creatively can we make use of the current situation. I think there is no way for us to stay relevant if we do not keep reinventing ourselves again and again. Leaving you with that for now. Till I see you next, please stay safe and stay connected.